Okay guys, this should be our day 7 of our summer review. Welcome back. I'm looking over this page before I get started and I can tell that, you know what, you are smart. We have done a lot of this already so far and you should be able to cruise through this pretty quick, maybe even without my help. So if you want to give it a try, you can always try the page before we get started with a pencil, and then you can watch the video to kind of check your answers to see how you did and check your work. But if not, if you still feel comfortable following along with me, that's just as fine too. So let's get started. The first thing that you should do is make sure you have your name on your page. And you should see the number 13 and number 14. That's where we're at, even though we're on day 7. Because we've been doing 2 at a time. So, okay, this one says circle the word in each pair that has a long A sound. Well, we've been working on that, so I'm hoping that you're able to find that. But let's go ahead and try it together. We have stamp, ale. So remember, you should be able to hear the vowel say its name. You're also looking for clues like A, maybe with the magic E on the end. You're looking for AI, which is what we talked about yesterday, and then AY. Those are going to be clues that are going to help you with whether or not the word has a long A sound. So we have an A here, but we don't have that E at the end. So stamp does not say its name, but tail to ale. That's the winner. A, look for those clues. See the AY? Jar. Want. Maid. There's that E. Right? Fall. Chain. The AI says the long A. Grape. There's that magic E. Mask. Aim. But and aim. Even though the AI, that's a kind of an interesting one right there because the AI actually comes at the beginning of the word. It's not following our typical pattern of falling inside the middle of the word, right? Or between 2 consonants. Small, A. Remember that AY happens to fall at the end of the word a lot. Class, paste. Here's that magic E, so that makes that A long. So check yours with mine. Remember, you can pause and stop the video and then hit play whenever you're ready. Okay, so it says, rewrite this sentence with correct capitalization and punctuation. Will Shayla go to Target on Monday? So we're going to have a W, a capital W, will, because it's the first word in the sentence. We're going to capitalize the W. Shayla is a proper noun because it's someone's name. Our names are very special, so they deserve a lot of attention. Will Shayla go to Target? Target is a proper noun. It's a place that is a special place. It's a place of business, so it's going to get a capital letter. I'm going to have to come down here because my handwriting's so big. On Monday, all days of the week are proper nouns. They should have a capital letter. And then what's our punctuation? If you said a question mark, you are right. Okay, so will Shayla go to Target on Monday? Check yours with mine. Pause the video if you need to. I'm going to move over here to this side. All right, so we still have in and in. Our prefix in means not or without. So we have invisible or not visible or without visibility is kind of how we would say it. The definition is not visible and you can't see it. It's not seen. So the prefix for inappropriate would be in. Woo, and I'm going to have to squeeze in this big old base word. I'm actually going to underline it and put it here because I'm not going to be able to squeeze that in. My handwriting's too big. But the definition would be not appropriate. See if you can use that vocabulary word sometime in your day-to-day. Maybe your little brother or sister is doing something that's not appropriate. Okay? All right. Down here at the bottom we have, and we've talked about this, proper nouns. Proper nouns, again, like I said at the beginning, are nouns that are important. They're going to get a capital letter. They're different than just a regular common noun. And again, let's talk about what a noun is. A noun is going to be a person, a place, a thing, or we even learned last week, an idea. So we have a car, and the type of car that they gave as the example is a Honda. I used to have a Honda when I was in high school and college. So it's going to have a capital letter. A city would be Indianapolis, and we abbreviate that and we can say Indy to fit it in here, but it's still going to have a capital I. A month, right now it's July, capital letter. If I'm going too fast, pause the video. A store would be like Target. We could just use the one from our example sentence above. A book, this might be kind of hard, but we could do like Dogman. We could kind of abbreviate it. Dogman. All books are going to be capitalized. They're also going to be underlined as well. A school would be Southeastern Elementary, and because that is so large, we abbreviate it and say SES. And those are going to all be capital letters. For capital letter for each part, Southeastern Elementary School. Teacher would be like me, Mrs. Cohron. Okay, I'm going to have capital for M for Mrs. because I'm married, and then we have C for Cohron, capital C. The country, we live in the USA. Again, I'm going to abbreviate it because that box is really tiny, but still, even if our abbreviation's just like SES at the top up here for Southeastern Elementary School, same thing, United States of America. And then the day of the week, I'm actually pre-recording all of these videos ahead of time, but if you're probably following along by doing each one each day, then your day of the week today should be Tuesday. But you can pick whatever you want. You can change these to whatever you want, as long as they are something that is actually a proper noun. Okay, that's a lot of information, and I said it pretty fast. So again, pause it if you need to. Come back and join us when you're ready. The next one says, write a sentence about your school. Use your school's name. Circle the capital letters and box the punctuation in the sentence. So let's put let's still abbreviate. SES is so much fun. I'm excited about that. So my punctuation at the end is going to be an exclamation point. So I'm going to circle the whole thing for SES because the whole thing is capitalized. And then I'm going to box in my exclamation point. You can put whatever you want there. You don't have to say that. Oh, this is one of my favorite things to do, is put things in alphabetical order. So we did this last week. And remember, they gave us some clues. They actually underlined the first letter that appeared in each of these words in the alphabet. But what I end up doing is I actually sing the ABCs out loud to kind of help me navigate and organize each of the words. So I might start with A, and I see that the word aim is in the box. So A, B, and I have bake. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. So I have May. And that's obviously not May the month, because if it was, the M would be capitalized. So H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. I've got paid. Q, R, S, scrape. T, tray. Okay? U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. So I don't really need to finish it because I got all of my words correct. They are all in the order. All right, so go ahead and hit pause. Make sure that you have those in order, and when you're ready, you can switch over to your math morning review for the day. And that looks like, I'm gonna pull the paper off. That looks like this. You've got some clocks on the top, so we're gonna review time. Okay, when you are ready, we are gonna get started. Let's take a look at this one. Make sure your name's at the top. It says, draw hands on the clock to show the times. I have a little light here. It's kind of works. Okay. All right, so we've got 3:30, 12:30, and 5:30. So right now I can tell you that the minute hand's all going to be pointing to the same spot on the clock. And that's probably going to be on the, not probably, it is going to be on the 6, because we know that the 6 on a clock is the 30-minute mark. But before we get there, we always have to start with the shorthand, which is the hour hand first. So we have 3. Now, this is something that I want to talk about. It's very important. We didn't really drill on this last year. When we're at the 30-minute mark, the 60, the little tiny hour or minute, hour hand should be pointing between the hours. So normally you would have put the shorthand at the 3 and the long hand at the 6, but technically it should be between the 3 and the 4. I've got a marker, so my marker is kind of fat there, and the reason why it's between the 3 and the 4, it's between the hours, because by the time the minute hand gets back up to the 12 and goes ding, 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 and it chimes on the hour, you're now at 4 o'clock. So let's start making sure that we are doing this the correct way. If you notice that your minute hand is at the 30-minute mark, your hour hand, the shorthand, has to be between the 2 hours. All right? So here's how we would draw 3:30. Let me zoom in on that so you can really see. See how my hour hand, if I were to extend it out here, comes in between the 2 hours? So let's try 12:30. Okay, so 12, we know that it's not pointing at the 12 anymore. It's got to be between the 12 and the 1. So if I were to extend it out, kind of look like that. And then the long minute hand would be on the 30. Here's 5. Okay, so it's not going to be between the 4 and the 5. It's going to be between the 5 and the 6. Okay, sorry, this is a little tricky because my marker is so fat, but 5:30. Okay, does that make sense? We're going to keep looking at that a little closer. All right. The next part says, write a number to make each sentence true. So we have 3 10s and 6 1s, which would make the number 36. So the alligator is going to be eating something bigger. 36 is less than something, okay? So you could make it 63 if you wanted. You could just flip the numbers around. And is that true? 63 greater? If I'm the alligator, I'm gonna want to eat towards the 63. All right, 1 10 and 5 1s, that's 15. Look at the symbol. It's eating the 15 this time. This is the bigger number. So maybe we could do the number, I don't know, 6, right? The alligator's gonna want to eat 15, not 6. So pay attention to your math symbols. 8 10s, 7 1s. Look, the alligator's eating 87. So we could put 78 on this side because 78 is smaller. Okay, it's less than 87. And then we have 4 10s and 9 1s. But look at the sign. It's got to be eating something bigger. So we have 90. Let's put 94 on this side. Okay? You can have different numbers than me. It just has to make the number sentence true. Look at your math symbols. Okay, here we go. Let's take a peek over here. It says 18 crayons are put equally into groups. How many groups do we have? We have 1, 2 groups. That doesn't mean there's 18 crayons in a group. It just said 18 crayons are put equally into 2 groups. There are blank crayons in each group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're looking at some division here. And we'll talk about that when we get back together as a group. But you could say 18 divided by 2 equals 9. Because there's 18 crayons divided into 2 groups, 9 crayons in each group. Some of you might be like, I don't know what you're talking about. And that's totally fine. And we'll go over that when we get back together face to face. Okay, here we go. Circle the picture that shows 1/2. Remember, it has to be equal. Like this X, or it looks like an X this way, but this like kind of cross sign, you might not look at, it might not think that way at first, but if you kind of turn it this way, look, if you were to fold it in half, each side is actually equal. So this one's equal. Nope. Yes. Nope. Yes. Okay. Very good. Let's move on down to the bottom as we're cruising along here. Trying to keep it under 20 minutes. Okay. It says find the perimeter by counting the tiles around each shape. Then circle the 2 shapes with the same perimeter. They're asking you to do 2 things here. Okay? So remember, perimeter is the outside part of a shape. The area is going to be on the inside. The perimeter is the outside. We've looked at another example where we had to use, I think it was paper clips. We did perimeter when we worked on our Minecraft project. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this side. Here's going to be a hint. The sides opposite of one another are going to be the same. So if there's 5 over here, there's going to be 5 over here. And notice there's 1, 2, 3 right here. There's going to be 3 on the other side. Okay? So we're going to be equal in some capacity. So we know this helps us be able to figure out the perimeter a lot easier, because we can say 5 plus 5 is 10. You can do 10 plus 6, which is 16. Okay, or you could do 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 3 is 13. 14, 15, 16, no matter how you do it, you'll still come up with 16 tiles. You could count all the way around and still get 16 tiles, but it's going to take you a little bit longer to solve the math problem. This is some smarter, quicker math, okay? We've got the perimeter tiles around the triangle. 1, 2, 3, 4. If there's 4 on this side, there's going to be 4 here and 4 here, so that's really 4 times 3, or 4 plus 4 plus 4. 4 plus 4 more is 8. 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, look, 1 on this side, 1 on this side. That's 2. So we've got a 1 here and a 1 here. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if 7's here, then 7 has to be on the bottom. So 7 plus 7 is a doubles fact. You should know it like that. 7 plus 7 is 14. Add 2 more, 15, 16. Which 2 shapes have the same perimeter? You got to circle them. This one here is the same as this one here. So for example, if I wanted to put this in a kind of more realistic context, I could say, hey, I want to design a pool in my backyard that has a perimeter of 16 tiles. Which 2 designs can I have in my backyard? I could have this pool, or I could have this pool, all right? Okay, it says, tell about the attributes of the shape. Remember, the attributes is parts of the shape, like describing what the shape looks like, feels like, is, all that kind of stuff. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a 6-sided shape, which is a pentagon would be 5, an octagon would be 8. Is a hexagon. It is closed. It has how many angles? Let's do the sides first, because we know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. Should have 6 angles too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 angles. It looks like a stop sign, right? Okay, last portion over here. There are 1, 10, and 7 ones. This time they're asking what is 30 more. Okay, so if I have 1 10 already, so 30 plus 1 more 10 would be 47, because I've got 7 little extra ones. Make sense? There are 5 10s and 2 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 1s. What is 40 more? So 5 10s is 50. plus 40 more, so 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. And we keep the ones the same, 92. There are 4 balloons. 2 boys share the balloons equally. How many balloons does each boy have? Okay, so if I have Daniel and then I have Jackson, so Daniel gets this one, Jackson gets this one, Daniel gets this one, Jackson gets this one. Or you could have said Daniel gets these 2 on this side and Jackson gets those 2. But nonetheless, how many balloons does each boy have? 2, and don't forget your unit, balloons. Okay, let me zoom out. I'm going over 20 minutes by like a minute or 2 here and there. So, okay, go ahead and hit pause. Check your work with mine. You're always welcome to send me your work on Seesaw. I do like to see it. That makes me happy. If not, no big deal. I just hope that you're enjoying the work and able to follow along with me. Okay, go ahead and you can stop your video. We'll move on to our everyday math pre-teach and review packet for the day. Great job.